Moving away from the rough and tumble of off-roading in the desert to the bleeding edge of international motorsport. Last week we were honoured and privileged to meet up with one of the greatest Formula One drivers of all time, the two-time world champion flying Finn, Mika Hakkinen. Here's what he had to say. We've got a very special guest on the show today, two-time Formula One world champion Mika Hakkinen. Mika, welcome to Times Drive.
Nice to meet you.
What are you doing in India right now?
Well, this is the second time when I'm in India, and it's great to be here, to be honest. I've been having a great time. Even I've been spending here only a couple of days, but I've been having a great time. People are really polite, you know, what I like. I really, you know, the people here in India are really, really nice people. But what I'm doing here is we are launching a campaign with the Johnny Walker, Never Drink and Drive. And also Johnny Walker, we are doing a campaign and we're giving an opportunity for the fans to step inside the circuit. That way you can really come and look what's happening in the Formula One drivers in the background, what they're doing, how they're preparing themselves for the Grand Prix, what they do in the promotions, things like that. So I'm promoting for campaign Never Drink and Drive.
Okay. Now, you retired from Formula One in 2001 and then from DTM in 2007. What have you been doing since then?
It's been a busy time. I'm a father of 3 children, okay. So you can imagine it's a busy time. But I've been doing ambassador work for companies like Mercedes-Benz, for Johnny Walker, for Hermes logistic company in Germany. I'm taking part of the management of the young drivers.
When you say managing young drivers, what exactly does that mean?
Well, I'm very experienced of the racing car since I was 6 years old. So I started very young, and I understood in my career that way how important it is to have good management.
You know, India now, Formula One has started exploding in India recently. This year, I'm sure you know, we have a race in Delhi in October.
Yeah.
What would your advice be to young aspiring drivers, as someone who's, you know, been around the block so many times?
You know, when you go to school, you have to have a mentality that way, yes, I want to study. Why I want to study? What I want to be when I get older? Why I'm reading, why I'm studying this and that, you know? You have to understand the mentality, why I'm doing it. But your question is difficult to answer 100%, but I would say the answer is more for the parent. Look after your kids, that way they understand what they want to do when they get older.
So which is your favorite circuit from when you were racing?
I live in Monte Carlo myself, and Monaco I like Monaco, it's quite nice. Belgium, Spa, it's definitely a fantastic circuit. Montreal is a beautiful circuit too. So there is quite a few, but I think Monaco comes one of the best on the list.
Now, since you've left Formula One, there have been a lot of new tracks that have come up, you know, like Singapore, Abu Dhabi, now Delhi. Have you driven any of these new tracks? And from your time?
Maybe a bit old-fashioned. You know, I like circuits which are more complicated, little bit bumpy, little bit up and down, tight corners. Corners which has camber changes, minus and plus. You know, I like circuits like this, and that's why this is not a negative critic, but very often the new circuits they are quite. It's missing something. I cannot explain it 100%, but it's missing something.
This is slightly veering off from Formula One, but what do you drive on a day-to-day basis? And back home, you know, in Monte Carlo, what do you have in your garage?
Mercedes. Like I mentioned, I have 3 kids, so I have a big Mercedes car. I personally use it back in Europe. I use a GL. Something
that I've always wondered about, you know, you're a Formula One driver. You have these tremendous skills. How do you adjust to driving on a regular road, you know, with your regular road car? If you remember recently, Lewis Hamilton was just caught for doing some mischief with his Mercedes. How do you handle it? How do you control it?
Well, motor racing, you have to respect the rules. You know, there's rules what you have to respect. You have to respect other drivers, your competitors, you know. And on the road it's the same thing. You have rules what you have to respect. I am brought up when I was a kid. That way, Mika, you have to respect the rules what you do. You know, that's the life, and that's what you have to respect. The road is the same thing. It's not a racetrack, because there's people who cannot necessarily control the car so well. You know, there's families in a car, there's people walking the street, so you cannot drive there like a racetrack. That's not the purpose. Respect the rules and think to others.
Now you were talking about how you were brought up. What is it about Finland that creates so many world-class drivers, not just in Formula 1, but WRC and all competitive motor racing? Is there something special about how you guys are raised or your driving skills? What is it? What do you think?
Secret. I'm not going to tell you.
Come on, you have
Otherwise the Formula 1 is full of Indians.
We're trying to get there.
No, it's no secret. It's no secret. There is definitely Finland is the country that where you have conditions which are automatically teaching you to control the car really well. You know, we have 4 seasons. We have a winter which is very complicated. The conditions are very difficult, so automatically you're learning control your car in the slippery conditions. And I think that's one of the key points.
Does it have anything to do with driver education? Is it different from the rest of the world, Finland?
It's definitely we have when you get your license for driving a car, you have to do the summer education and winter education. So it's more complicated, and you have to go through the certain tests before you get your license. So yes, it's a bit different.
Okay, you know, this is a question I ask a lot of professional race car drivers. If there was no technical committee in Formula 1, what would you change about that car, you know, to suit maybe your own personal style? If there was no technical committee, if you could do what you wanted with it, what would you have done? What would you do?
I think I would not talk about the cars. You know, I understand your question, but I would not talk about the cars. I would change one thing only. I would like to change that way the people, the fans, be able to come closer to drivers. People, the fans, to come closer to cars, look at them, touch them, to feel it. What is it all about Formula 1?
Okay. Thank you so much, Mika.
Nice to talk to you.
Yep, thank you.